When talking about pets, most people usually think of animals like cats, dogs, and even chameleons. However, when it comes to plants, people usually won't think this way, even if they grow plants at home. Because of cognitive bias, we tend to pay more attention to those that are similar to us. We usually personalize animals but not plants, and generate more empathy for animals than for plants. Elizabeth and James define the term plant blindness as the inability to see or notice the plants in one's own environment. Our plant blindness contributes to global issues like climate change and deforestation. This prejudice also results in limited interest of funding in plant studies, which in turn exacerbate the plant blind situation. So why we are plant blind? Plants don't speak our language, they don't have faces so that we cannot feel their emotion. Their slow feedback makes the communication even less efficient. Moreover, our brain tend to group plants together because they lack visual attention cues, that their similarity is magnified while their individualities are ignored. For ourselves, we don't have enough education in plant biology in this animal-predominant society. Furthermore, our interactions with plants is very limited. So I come up with my project statement. These projects help children and parents to better understand plants by enriching the human-plant interactions and building an emotional bridge between users and plants so that people can be more empathetic and motivated to protect our environment. Instead of helping users to grow plants effortlessly, I want to create a more educational, playful, and interactive experience that users can be more exposed to plants. To enrich the interactions between human and plants, my strategy is to learn from existing interactions between human and animal, or human and objects, and identify possible interactions, reshape them into a format that works both for humans and plants. For this project, I chose learning, understanding, and playing as the complement for human-plant interaction. After analyzing the requirements for these three aspects, I came up with the following possible solutions and typologies for family products. The learning and understanding parts are very straightforward. An app would be the perfect interface for users to get more information about plants, and sensors could translate what plants need in real time. And I did more research to develop the concept of playing. I focus on activities that not only playful for humans but also beneficial for plants. I noticed the plant shaking trend on TikTok that influencers shake their plants vigorously in a video. This shaking motion has been approved by experts that it can stimulate the plant and mimic the wind blowing it in the natural environment, helping it to grow stronger stems. So I came up with the idea of combining the planter with tumbler toys, which provide a similar shaking movement. I was also inspired by a popular toy in the 90s called Tamagotchi. Research showed that kids were emotionally attached to these electronic pets. So I came up with the idea of combining the real and the virtual. The virtual plant allows kids to play with the inactive plants more actively through virtual games. The virtual plant's growth is based on how well kids are taking care of the real plant, and kids can bring their virtual plants to school to social and talk about plants with classmates and friends. Here are what I have now for the family: an electronic pet device for kids, a tumbler planter with sensors, information dots which are basically sensors, and an application on smartphone. So first, when you get a new plant, you can either transplant it into the tumbler planter or set up the sensor in the original container. Then parents and kids can pick a nickname for the plant, identify and learn about the plant step by step on the app. Then simply tap the smartphone on the planter or info dock to synchronize the plant information. Plants then can be added to the electronic pad device by tapping on the planter or info dock. Tap on the planter or info dock to activate the sensor and acquire the latest data of the plant. Feedback for kids could be more animated and emotional, while more informative for parents. Here's my first form study of combining tumbler toy with planter so that users can actually play with the plant. In the second form study, I focus on design affordance so that users can understand how to interact or how to play with this product intuitively. Here are some mockups I 3D printed. This is Yizhang from Industrial Design. Thank you for reviewing my thesis project.